Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss out on an upload, and leave a comment below saying I subscribed and hello, and I'll always say hi back. With all of that said and done, let's jump into the video.
It's time to do.
What's going on, guys? We are back again with another first place undefeated deck profile. This man cannot get enough of it. He is the burning Frenchman himself with the penguin hat. Call him the Joker because he is Mr. Simon Roden, undefeated with his Infernoble deck. Pure Infernoble?
Yeah, sinless, pure Infernoble.
Post AGOV though.
Yeah, post AGOV. Post AGOV. No sinful spoil stuff.
Yeah, no, we don't want
those cards are money.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity, would you try it?
I try it out, but from my online testing, it just I'm not a fan of it personally. It requires you to bump too many of the names down, and it hits the consistency the way that I like to play the deck. It messes with the ratios too much.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, if it ain't broke.
Your rounds tonight, so we had 4 rounds. Do you remember them all?
Round 1 was against Pearly, beat Edie.
Yep.
That was a pretty good game. Round 2 was against Darius.
Yep.
Got my seconds there.
Yep. There you go. Cool.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate on his part. He just didn't draw enough board breakers to out the board, and then I made Baron with his lava golem, which was really funny. And then round 3 against Code Talkers, which I went first, and I managed to just barely play through double Imperm Ash.
Yeah.
And then managed to put a board, and then 3 cards left in hand, just couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
Game 2 he crushed me, and then game 3 I just managed to out-resource him. And then in round 4 was against Flu.
Yep.
Oh, we hate.
Let's talk about round 4, shall we?
Well, I made fried chicken. I won, obviously. So.
100%. Yeah.
But
how long was game 1?
Game 1 was about 15 seconds. About
15 seconds. Game 1. Talk me through those 15 seconds.
So I normal summon connector. He ashed. I activated triple tactics, downs, ripped the Nibiru out of the hand, and then he just didn't have enough gas to play through the board that I can do through.
What you do?
Through just Isolde.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then game 2, he just I died. Was it game 2 or was it?
No, it was game. I didn't do it.
Oh, right, yeah. So yeah, we managed to play enough through Shifter to put up, what was it, 1.5 against? Baron, and I think, Baron... Yeah, Baron and some other beater, and then he just couldn't play through that enough. It's poor draws on his part, but we take those. We take those.
It's yugioh. We take those. Anyway, we divulge. Let's jump into the deck list and see what you've got.
Alright. So we're going to start off pretty standard with 3 connector and a dolphin. There's nothing I can say about this that has not been said already, so I'm not going to try. I'm going a bit more classical, playing 3 of the better Infernoble Knights of both Ogier and Renaud. I like playing 3 of because the more I open these, the more I can play through Droll. And yeah, bumping them down to 1, which a lot of people are doing, might work, but I'm not playing too much non-engine, so I'm not really needing the slots.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So next up is all the 1 of Infernoble names. We're playing 1 each of everything except Roland and Astolfo. This is needed for the combo, can do some interesting extension. That's just great to have. It's just another name that can special from hand is phenomenal to have. Plus the fact that it can it summons itself as a level 1 tuner, but if you grab it from the spell trap card zone with a field spell, it stays level 4. You can do some interesting stuff with that. Like if you have Fire Flint this and say Red Layer on field, you just make that into Baron. This card went hard. I always find it hard not to get greedy with it to try and use the equip before the special summon, but sometimes you just have to let it go and let it banish for the body on board. And this card it's busted. Shuffles back 3 Fire Warriors and Noble Arms cards for cost to draw a card, which never really drew me into anything great, but it's just great for recycling. It gives this deck some longevity that it oh so dearly needs. For the Fire Warriors, we're playing 3 classics. You could play more, you don't need more. One is perfectly fine, unless this gets banished face down with Fenrir, you're in the green.
Which is actually a high possibility.
Oh yeah,
like everyone. Fenrir is in
everywhere. Yeah,
I think Fenrir is the new Ash Blossom, to be honest. Like it's just crazy.
Very possible. Yeah.
So you would potentially put that at 2 just as a risk at the
possibly
moment.
Bumping it up to 2, or maybe even play a second one in the side deck, because hard opening is never bad, but hard opening 2 is the worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As for these, just getting a body on board before connector or after connector gets ashed, it's always great. You always have access to them with Durandal and all the searchers you play, which is oh so many. Oops. 3 of the better Rhoda that can grab from grave and go around Droll. We love this. Again, the reason we play 3 of Ogier is because it can send to grave and we can grab back from grave with that. Just ignoring Droll entirely, of course. 3 field spells with that. It gets you everything. If there's something that you can't get from this, you shouldn't be playing it. Now I'm playing Camelot. This is a bit of a wacky inclusion. It requires you to play a brick, but opening it isn't that bad because we play the connector package. We can pitch it off of Dolphin and still grab it with the effect of Camelot. We can pitch it off of Droplet. Just for some board breaking, it's always nice to have. Although this package is the first thing to leave when I'm siding. It's god awful gamed when you're going second, and you never want to draw this when you're playing into an established board.
Yeah.
I will stand by this. Playing these 2 cards turns 1 field spell into 2, and you search at least 1 over the course of your combo either way. So what you do is you grab the Museum off of Angelica. You activate Museum and you grab Camelot because it's got Noble Arms in the name. Then you use the Summon off of this, activate Camelot, go into this, add another field spell from the deck, activate that, and you can go again. It gives you an extra body on board. And not much else to say. We're only playing 2 Durandal, it's the new standard. We're playing enough Rhodas, and it breaks at 3. I never found myself needing more of the Noble Arms names because I am still playing Joyous. I know some people don't like playing it anymore, but the utility it gives you for not only the effect of grabbing something back from grave, like you can just grab the Gearfried back if your Renaud gets negated, or if you link something off that it's equipped to, you can special summon the Ricargetto from hand. It's fantastic, and all mace is part of most combos either way. For other equip spells, we're playing 1 Angelica's Angel Ring, 1 Phoenix Blade, and 1 DDR.
It's finally in English.
Yes, finally an English copy. DDR is great utility, but again, the first thing I cut when I side. Phoenix Blade, I found myself sending less and less because Angelica's Angel Ring you always want engrave.
Yep.
And I don't think unless I've been in like a real, I was hand trapped into oblivion. I never found myself needing the advantage this thing gives you in engrave. Because if you're in a position where we're sending Gearfried off of Isolde, we're sending Phoenix Blade off of Isolde, you're likely not in a position where you're in need of the advantage it gives you, although it is very nice, especially in combination with DDR, so I'm a bit iffy on it. I barely sent it, only when I was sending 4, but again, any other could still would have done it. Never really came up, which is weird to say because it's arguably one of the most busted cards in this deck.
Yeah, okay.
For some interesting one-ups, we're playing 1-for-1. Grabbing Renaud is great, and even if not, you can grab Ricargetto from deck if your Isolde was ashed or impermed. Rhoda, for obvious reasons, it grabs Connector. Terraforming, because the more of the field spell you get, the more you play, and we like that. And the more we play, the less our opponent plays, which again is, we like that. As for non-engine, we'll wait for that to pass. There we go. As for non-engine, we're playing 1 call by, 2 forbidden droplets, and 3 talents.
The ratio is there. Look, I would. Do you like droplet at 2 and talents at 3? Do you think that's optimal?
I do, yeah. I don't think it's optimal per se, but again, it was just filling out space, and I tried not to. I was playing under the assumption that I'm going first. This is how the stack is built, under the assumption of you're going first, and if you don't, you want enough gas to push through as much of a board as you can. This is obviously great for going first. If you get ashed or drolled, this can give you the edge. Again, if you get ashed, and then you can just rip a Nibiru or a droll or whatever from the hand, or draw 2 to improve your hand. I'm not in a position where I have to defend this. That's self-explanatory. But the 2 forbidden droplets, it's one of those situations where drawing 1's fine, drawing 2's not. It's painful, but you can play through it because this deck puts up enough gas to be able to play through that. But the chance of opening 3 is too much of a deterrent for me.
Yeah,
and I found that just like swapping the 3rd droplet for 1 called by does the job well enough.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we'll go into the extra deck next. And starting off with the Noble Knight names, we're going to go 2 Assault. 2 is all you need. 1's a bit too little, because if your opponent doesn't know how Assault works and they imperm the add, you can make a 2nd one. And on follow-up turns, it comes up every now and then, especially if you recycle stuff with Malgus. But on the whole, it's 2 is all you need. 1 Angelica, 1 Roland, 1 Charles. Standard all you need. Now that Unicorn is in the format, you don't need a 2nd one of either of these. Gives you some space in the extra deck, but most people will tell you the extra deck's pretty tight, but I didn't find it that way. Like a lot of cards you would play for, say, clearing a Nib token or for your combo, they're just not needed if you know how the card works, how the cards work, which I'm not saying I do, but someone more competent could probably attest to that.
Mate, you're pretty strong with the deck. You've gone undefeated a few weeks now. I think you've
Appreciate
got a lot of experience behind you. So
thanks. The last 2 Noble Knight cards, 2 Charles and 1 Artorigus. We're playing Artorigus and Dempsey, actually. I like having both purely because they each have their own situations where they're pretty nice. After you've resolved Isolde, Artorigus is phenomenal, but if you're not in a position where you can resolve Isolde, Dempsey comes in clutch, just grabbing you a Renaud or an Oliver off the summon really puts you in a more advantageous position. 2 is all you need. Never found myself needing 3, but putting 2 on your end board is just kind of funny. Next up, some more generic cards. We've got 1 Baron, which is technically a Noble Knight card. The Fleur cards have synergy with the base Noble Knights. The Noble Knights card, I will die on this hill. SP Little Knight, which is a warrior, as you can see.
We're connecting the lines.
Yes, connect the dots.
Connect the dots.
Some more generic stuff is 1 Appaloosa, which...
Fairy, Noble Knights, Wizards, Merlin.
That makes... you can probably do some mental gymnastics for that, but I won't defend it. So, Appaloosa comes up more than you'd think. I used to not play it because I thought that I warrior locked myself too much, but if you manage your resources well enough, or even like halfway competently, you can make Apple before you warrior lock yourself with Ricard Ghetto or the field spell, and I found myself on occasion getting a hand good enough where I get to the end of my combo and I haven't warrior locked myself with, and then just slapping the apple on the top is caused a scoop twice. It's always nice when it happens. Yeah, it's a good card. 1 Baguska, that's only here for... That's there for exactly tier limits, I think. And sorry, branded tier limits.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes up against some other stuff. I never made it today, but
It's there.
it's there. I'd rather have it than not have it. One Flame Swordsman, we're not playing Linkaroo because we're playing enough ways to put bodies on board. And if you put yourself in a position where you get in a Beerroot and you don't have a way of putting a body on board, that's on you. If you need a Linkaroo for that, that's just, again, that's your problem. And then finally, One Raten. It's a great card. People forget the battle phase pop all the time, and I mean all the time. Like, people will clear your board and leave this on field and then go to battle phase and you just pop their biggest beater, do a Roland equip or something. It's great. And of course, it facilitates the funny shenanigans for Shien, which is it's funny if you want to play it on the side. Side deck, we're playing just a whole suite of hand traps because, as I said, the deck's built for going first, and then going second, we just side in as many of these as we can. And for that, yeah, we just side out the field spells, the non-essential equip spells, and if you're feeling risky, some of the some copies of Ogier and Renaud.
Yeah. No,
3 draw, 3 ash.
Very generic
Should be
cards.
banned.
Yep.
It's great.
Back row hate is back row hate.
Back row hate is back row hate. Beat me to it.
Pretty smash through this stuff, yeah. Dark
It's
Lord,
going second, and
Board breaker. And the Imperm is Imperm.
Imperm.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, my friend. We better give you some prizes. Do you have any shout-outs?
Tommy Mommy behind the camera. And my cat Finn again.
Awesome. Love it. Cheers, brother.
See you guys.
You're